Kyle arrives at Melanie and Jared's house to apologize. But Melanie already knows the whole truth. Kyle tells Melanie that he ran into Melanie's high school sweetheart Alec at the bar, and that she sent a text to him asking him to meet. Melanie checks her messages and sees Alec was at the top, but there was no message sent to him from Melanie. The two come to the agreement that Jace was setting him up. Suddenly there was a knock on the door. It was Detective Burrows. He announced the news about Alec's car accident, but the police were beginning to suspect that it wasn't an accident. They originally believed it to be a drunk driving incident, but one of the officers looked at the wreckage and saw that the brakes had been cut, which led the police to uncover the security footage near the place where Alec was last seen alive. The officer checked the surveillance footage and saw someone wearing a dark red hoodie similar to the one Kyle had. The person's face was hidden with a face mask, so the perpetrator couldn't be easily identified. The video showed the person using shears to cut the brakes on Alec's car. Kyle tried to deny it was him, but then Burrows showed the video with him and Alec fighting that went viral online, with Kyle threatening to kill Alec. Wanna guess who uploaded the video? There was also fingerprints and Kyle's DNA left on the brakes. Burrows believes that he's heard enough and places Kyle under arrest for Alec's murder. Jace watches from his car with a smug smile on his face as Kyle is taken away in handcuffs. The next day, Melanie visits her fiancé in prison. Melanie already knows that Kyle is innocent and will do everything she can to fight his case, even if that means making some budget cuts to the recreational center. But Kyle says that that's not necessary. Melanie, Jared, and her dad have worked so hard to get to where they are now. But Melanie feels like it's all crumbling down on her. It was time for the Ocelots' next home game at Cooper's Courts. Melanie watches the game with Taylor and Kendra. Unfortunately, luck was not on the Ocelots' side this time, and they ended up losing to the other team by 52 points. Coach Peter accuses the opposing team's coach, Ryan Cochran, of cheating. Things get heated and Coach Ryan tells Coach Peter that him and his team are never going to amount to anything in life. Coach Peter then pushes Ryan to the ground, and right as things were about to get ugly between the two, Jace gets in the way and tells Coach Ryan to get lost. Coach Ryan tells the Ocelots that they're all gonna be sorry he messed with him and his team, and then walks off. Ryan is at his home late at night to get ready for bed. He then sees a piece of paper on the kitchen counter. He reads it and realizes that it's a typed suicide note. A hooded figure comes from behind and knocks him out with chloroform. They then drag his body into his car in the garage and start the engine. They're making it look like Ryan killed himself by carbon monoxide poisoning. The following morning, Melanie is woken up by a series of text messages from her friends and colleagues saying that something bad happened. When Melanie goes downstairs for breakfast, Jared tells her the news that Coach Ryan killed himself. Melanie goes to work with Jared, but the atmosphere was a bit different. Everyone was saddened by the news of Ryan's death. Out of curiosity, Melanie asks Brianna how Coach Ryan committed suicide. Brianna says that it was carbon monoxide poisoning, and he locked himself inside his garage with the car running. His neighbors were the ones to find him when they heard the smoke alarm blaring from next door. Melanie says that she wasn't feeling good anymore, and says that she'll be taking the rest of the day off. That evening, Melanie finally calls Taylor and apologized for ignoring her texts. Taylor thought it was a real tragedy what happened with Coach Ryan. She then changes the subject and asks Melanie if they ever found out who really killed Alec. Melanie says they haven't yet, but she will tell Detective Burrows to look into it. But she already knows who the real killer is, Jace. Taylor thinks Melanie is out of her mind, and that Jace has been nothing but humble and genuine to everyone at Cooper's Courts. Melanie says she'll talk to Taylor later and hangs up. It is soon revealed that Taylor is with Jace, and he has been giving her hooping lessons. Jace goes to the bathroom, and Taylor finds Jace's duffel bag. She's stunned to find a bottle of women's cologne, the same one that Jace used to frame Kyle for cheating, and also a few printed photos of Melanie. Taylor confronts Jace about it when he comes back from the bathroom. Jace tries to deny everything, but all the proof was right there. Taylor attempted to call the cops, but then Jace grabs a wrench from his duffel bag and strikes her with it, knocking her unconscious. Jace panics and drags her body into the gym, making it look like she slipped and hit her head on one of the machines.